Ilikuwa hard, I'm guessing. Huh?
Yeah, so now it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for us, yeah. So to come back, one of the biggest challenge was we would come back from abroad, from tours, unarudi huku, there's no gig. So you have to wait for a gig uitwe tena nje. So hata ukiwa umemake do yako hata 200 your time ama 100. Rent yako yes ni cheap, uko na vitu kadha una do. But by the time tena unaitwa gig, ushakula ido umesota yako yote. So hiyo point mtu anaanza kufikiria wacha nifanye kitu kingine.
Nitafuta kitu ya kufanya. Hivyo ndio kulienda sasa Yunasi.
At that point was it still mko vijana ama watu walikuwa shanza family nini, how are you at this point?
Now we you see Yunasi started this thing way back tukiwa young. I think 19, mimi nikiwa 19 20s I think tulikuwa tumeanza kutua yani when I get now yeah families kaanza come in. Some of us walikuwa wanaanza sasa kuwa na families but even with that tulikuwa bado tuko ready kwenda, but ilikuwa just ground haikuwa ready ku accept hiyo muziki. In fact a lot of people waniambia Yunasi you are ahead of time. There you are. Yeah, ni kama say whatever in a pop ndio nyinyi mko
mnafanya hiyo time.
Hakuna. You see that's why sasa zingine musema you can blame a government sometimes man, because if tungekuwa na things like quota system, you know, whereby you push the agenda of your local content. Yeah. Exactly. Watu hii wana grow wakijua kumbe kitu pia ukuwa cool. Zaire for example, the former Zaire Congo, they say yeah, Congo hata a little kid kwa street atajua kucheza lingala na kuimba, you get it, because hiyo ndio kitu wamefidiwa. South Africa Kwaito was there before, now everyone is like oh Afro house blah blah. Kwaito ilikuwa
miaka yote, lakini si Kenya tunaambiwa hapa ndio system ya the British wali perfect hapa hivi Kenya juu for a long time hatujai kuwa na identity yetu. Hawezi sema ati kitu ni Kenyan kabisa.
It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate because this is now another topic for another day. But just kugusia, I think Kenya is such a peculiar country. Yeah, it could be good, it could be bad. Good in that Kenya being having no particular style or identity in terms of music, you can pop to any club, utasikiza jazz, utasikiza hip hop, utasikiza reggae, utasikiza. Now travel to somewhere like Ethiopia, kila kitu ni muziki yao. Uganda next door hapa muziki yao. Tanzania bongo, South Africa, all these things naweza mention a lot. Wana support kitu yao. But it's not even about government, it's about us
kama mwananchi wa kawaida.
Exactly. Now it's unfortunate, nitasema hii kitu, but it's unfortunate that si upatiaga decision makers si upatiaga watu wajui ile place wanafaa kwa wajelewagi hiyo place wanafaa kwa. Case in scenario we had a governor, I'm sorry man, who doesn't even know what he's doing, and then radio station was full of failed musicians. Niulize man, I'm going to talk about this because there are so many of those guys who try to be musicians and then wakakwa kwa radio. Now what they thought was good, hiyo ndio kitu walikuwa nasukuma.
They say if you can't do, if you can't teach,
thank you bro.
So the guy who is not going to do the music,
thank you,
doing the music, he'll come back and do something else. Like in this case, work in the radio stations and all that.
You get it? And they don't even go past your comfort yao kuresearch. Kuna kuwaga na muziki ingine poa. Think about it this way. When you talk about Nigerian music, right? Everyone knows the pop stars. That's what they know. All these radio presenters when you're talking jazz and as Wizkid and Davido. That's what they know, bro. But Nigeria is bigger than just Afrobeat. You get it? There's other styles, there are other musicians who are doing major stuff. South Africa also. You get it? But tutacheza ile kitu iko popular kwa hizo country. So no one wants to go beyond the trend kukuchezea kitu ingine. Hata hip hop. Nigeria ina hip hop noma, South Africa ina hip hop noma ukiwacha what you know. You get it? But because mtu wako so comfortable, so hiyo ndio kitu amesikia from another person and another person, ndio kitu anataka kuchezea badala ya kumake kitu yake hip hop.
Tunaendelea kuwa tu copycat.
It's a system, my guess. Unajua sasa, if you look at the way those quotas are set, it is more a commercial decision.
Yes.
Sasa wanacheki demographic hours.
Yes.
And I think the problem is that if you don't find people who are, there's a guy who fits between these guys and these guys na kum slot in.
Yeah.
Labda inakuwa noma kidogo. But it is, I mean, it's a problem up to today.
Tunaelewa.
Yeah, because I mean, even as we talk to artists, we talk to a lot of people, and I can tell you for a fact, because we've been doing this for a month or so, we've been talking to artists, you'd be surprised by what people are doing at street level. No, leave alone what you're seeing in the media.
Yes.
The real music, what people are really doing, they're facing the same battle you're having. Yes. Because they're, in fact, we're talking about some of the guys who we meet who come from these neighborhoods and all that. There's another Yunasi right now. Yes. I believe we've already found one. But the trouble is, whatever they're doing is not the popular style of the day. And they're being frustrated because since they're not doing a certain style, the TV and radio stations will not embrace it. They'll be like, you know what? Is this popular yet? No. Let these young kids break the ground. Once they have broken the ground and done the work, we as the radio stations will embrace it, which is difficult because these kids don't have the resources.
But bro, there are resources. It's different ball game. And where's you compare
your time na size?
You see now, if you ask how did Yunasi make it, we believed in being unique and doing something that no one is doing, right? Because that already is a selling point. Just branching. See, everyone is going this way. What if I go just branch? I go with them like this and then I just branch. For case scenario, right? Kila mtu sasa anafanya gengeton. Gengeton is such a cool style. Me, I love it, man. Me ni fan. Yani kila mtu
fun.
You get it? So you listen, how do you listen to gengetons? I'm like,
no, it's good music, man.
You get it? First of all, wali change narrative ya
muziki.
Wali break hiyo wall yenye tulikuwa tumewekwa. Before gengeton, you'd go take your music video to a producer, easy shows, and then where's the shoot video kali ya Diamond? Hii video mazee ni under quality. What the fuck, man? Sorry. I mean, wewe ndio unasema quality ama ni mwananchi? Umtoi mwenye unamwambia shoot video kaya Diamond anatoka Madhare. Kufanya kwenda kurecord ngoma imemcost do, hata juu atatoa wapi hiyo do ya video, unaenda kumwambia. Yani amework na ile kitu wako nayo. Wewe unataka kumwambia hii video jo lighting hii hapana.
Let me tell you, we've been talking to gengeton artists. I mean, we were talking to gengeton artists literally yesterday. We were talking to a group that has just done, they just hit their second million views. And the thing I asked them, why do you think gengeton is popular? They said it is because gengeton is not music. Gengeton is it's a lifestyle.
Exactly.
And as a lifestyle, it is like a revolution. Because these are kids on the street, and unfortunately there is more of them than there is. I mean, if you counted all the young people on the street versus the number of radio stations.
Yes.
If you take the number of guys who are listening to a song versus the number of DJs on the radio station, you know, it's like it's been turned on its head. And if you don't want to play someone's song, I think like back in the day, by the time someone has done 1 million, 2 million views on YouTube, even you in the studio, they'll say,
let your song bana tucheze. Hey,
you'll have to play it.
Exactly.
And I've seen that when you see someone is in a club and he's saying, you know, he's being asked by 3-4 people, by the fourth person he's gone on YouTube, they look at the song and played it.
Cheza ile wimbo,
But now let's look at something. For for me, I'm saying that now you're looking at things that a lot of guys are going to be seeing probably in 2 years, 5 years, in 10 years, because you've already lived it. Now, how did you innovate? Because even for the guys who are getting into music now, you'll find that there's a lot of groups which probably in the next few years are going to break up because they're going to start dealing with what you're saying. When life hits you, ukona wife, ukona watoi, ukona bills, rent, nini, unajua sama shida zinaenda zikimultiply. Now, Yunasi ilifika pale ilifika. Tunasema Yunasi haijapotea. Tunasema Yunasi has taken a break.
Kuna projects zitakuja.
Sasa now how do you go from Yunasi to Ngalah who we are seeing today, man.
Yeah, man. So
ulichapa identity crisis kwanza. What went through your mind? Ulisema sasa jana niko mwalimu, niende nilinde ama ningangane na sana. What do I do?
Hey, bana, it's quite easy. You know, because off camera we were talking about how you know, I learned French, yeah?
Yeah.
So I did commercial French and translation at the Alliance Française. Exactly. So I have a diploma. So I was like, okay, I should be a translator. I should, you know, go and, you know, do some things, you know. But then I love music, bro. So every time we would travel, I'd buy an equipment, maybe a speaker or you know, whatever it is. Just buy something, because I was really like into. Now the singing part and the artist part was being overtaken by the technical side.
Yes.
So every time we would be at the studio, why can't I do this? Why can't I know how to do all these things? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I got into music production.
Okay.
Yeah, I got into music production, and even when Yunasi was going on, I'd still, you know, have my setup. So my setup would be like a hub where we create ideas before going to the studio, and then through that I'd learn how to produce, how to compose a song, how to make it work, mix it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy when now Yunasi, things were becoming challenging. For example, like getting people to meet because they're busy with other things. It wasn't easy for me because it took me a lot of time to accept that you can't wait for people. Keep on doing your thing. Mkiweza kumit, mtamit. No. Through my studio, I just kept on, you know, producing other artists or working on my music. Then I started my company, Box House, which is Box House Media, which deals with production, voiceovers, and music production. Yeah, as an artist, I still record songs. I've been releasing songs which comes deep from my heart. The stuff that I want to express, you know, and I don't want to do it the way people expect them to be done.
Yes.
You get it? So I try and have different way of doing this music.
Yeah.
So from what I learned from Yunasi and the person I am now, the exposure that I've gotten is packaged in that music. So I do something that is I call it Afro Electro.
Okay.
Afro Electro, yeah. So the idea is to work with rhythms that are super African and then use non-African instruments to play these instruments. So for example,
say that again.
The idea is to use rhythms that are African,
African rhythms,
and play them or work on them in an African way.
Okay.
So for example, I'd have Nyatiti. I'd play Nyatiti and then I put distortion in Nyatiti. You get it, yeah. Yes, exactly. So now Nyatiti is known to be played, you know, if you nachukua hiyo Nyatiti na untune in different keys and make a song out of that. And then videos also, I'm doing like videos that I feel in a nieka place niko. The vibe, it's all for me now it's about the vibe. Yeah. It's not about what you think I should do. It's all about, am I putting a good vibe out there? What I scare. If it doesn't relate with you, okay. So I've been releasing songs. I'm in partnership with a label in Holland called Ini Movement, who are releasing my stuff. And so far it's so good, you know, because I get sometimes in a weekly basis I get a tag, a station in Spain or wherever, Holland or wherever is playing my gig. I mean, it's playing my jam, you know. And through that, sometimes last year I approached, you know, Kuta Institute, for example, and I told them, look, I have this idea I want to do. I want to do a collaborative EP with different artists. What do you guys think? And then they were like, okay, whatever you have is a good idea. We've seen what you're doing. So now we're doing an EP called Mchuzi Mix. Mchuzi Mix. Mchuzi Mix. So Mchuzi Mix will be out end of March. Mchuzi Mix is an EP that celebrates diversity. Alright? And why do we call it Mchuzi Mix? Because it's like everything for everyone. Kila kitu. So we would have, for example, a chakacha influenced dance track. Okay, we'd have, for example, gengeton influenced electronic music.
I want to hear this, man.
You get it?
I want to hear it.
So there are really some nice jams. So, sorry. In the project, there is me as a producer and also as an artist, and then let me keep it surprise for now. But there are really some good musicians in there. Is, for example, Wakadinali are featuring that EP. Really, really dope.
I hope you're paying attention.
Iko fiti.
Yeah. Yes. This track is amazing because I played Nyatiti on it, and then we had live guitars, and then made an hip hop African track, for example. And then these guys are rapping. I'm singing the chorus. It's dope. Watch out, man. So, and the other guys, there's Labdi, for example, the only female Orutu player. Will be also featuring and other guys. We'll keep more information for people to find them.
We will only accept if we get to be part of that. As in, come on, we really want to hear more about that.
Bro, come over the studio. I'll play for you some stuff. Listen.
Where's the studio?
Karibuni, box house.
Bro, I mean, you know, it's a major transformation I'm looking at.
Yes.
But unaona hizo vitu unaona sasa, the things that you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young people who are where you are.
Yes.
Your time you're walking to the studios, you're struggling trying to find. There's a lot of young people right now who are there. Yeah. And I think in you they're seeing the future in terms of, you know, there's you as an artist, there's you as a professional, there's you as a family man and all that. So I don't normally ask this because we don't always talk to people who at least have seen life like you have. But what I'll ask you is, sitting where you are now, what advice would you give yourself if you're like 19? Say, what would you do better? At least, I get some ideas. Whether it is professional, whether it is personal, or as a man, what would you tell an artist who's trying to make it there right now?
I always tell myself, I'd give my 19-year-old one advice: biashara. Think business, you know, because you can have talent, and if you don't have the biashara aspect, all these are in vain, man. Like, it won't work. You get it? We know so many artists who were really good, but then they just went chimney. Why? Because the business side wasn't there. You get it?
Yes.
And I always tell everyone, look at Sauti Sol. Why did Sauti Sol became like the band from Kenya? We've had some really good bands from Kenya. Yunasi being one of them. Mushrooms, I don't know, all these guys. Safari, you guys, I don't know. There've been so many. Why? Biashara, bro. You see, because what Sauti Sol realized was that we have talent, but talent is just like this part of it, okay? But biashara is what now. Poleni man, kuku yangu inapiga kelele hapo nje.
Hapa. Inajishuku, even ni smell ikaanza kujishuku. Inasema
it is growing 3 times. Is it something someone wants to tell us?
Ndio nashindwa.
Imeweka mara ya 3.
Mara ya 3.
Tuendelee tu.
Nani atumjua?
Are?
Kuna mtu atauza mwingine hapa.
Huyo jamaa.
Hii kuko hii.
Jamaa tunamshuku.
So Sauti Sol, you guy, and that's why I always say this whole thing is a journey. I mean, it's not a it's about that thing that you give baton and someone runs. What's that race called?
The relay.
The relay.
Yeah.
It's a relay. Yeah, you get it, because before us, you had other people who were struggling, but still somehow they took their thing somewhere. Us, we did our thing, took it somewhere. So this all came, took it to another level. Actually, they made performing live as a band cool.
Yeah.
That's why you have all these kids all with the guitars, with their skinny jeans and looking all good, pop star-ish thing. They said to kuava vitenge, you get it? Because that was what was cool, you know?
You guys, I won't even lie. And I'll comment one thing.
Yeah.
When these guys went from Emmanuel's clan to Yunasi, these guys have started looking strange.
Sasa umeamuaje?
No, tulikuwa tunakaa hivi, we are like, okay, what are these guys doing? But I think for me that is the thing that stood out with you guys, because when everybody was going in this direction,
nyinyi mlichukua safari tofauti kabisa.
You literally, hata msipoongea, you already stood out. Like, who the hell are these guys? And I think from where I stand, that is the biggest lesson I'm getting from whatever you're saying here.
Yeah, there you are. So now, biashara. So biashara also, part of biashara is being different, right? We can all have mama mbogas, but there's one mama mboga who is just like, ukatumpoa.
Watu wanajaa kwake.
Unashindwa mbona kuna mboga pale, lakini watu wanajaa pale, you know. So you have to be different. So biashara, think business, yeah? And also, just keep on doing it. Wake up, do it again. Wake up the next day, do it. Keep on doing it. And be good at what you're doing. Because also there's another area where we go wrong with the our entertainment industry. Yeah? Sometimes I see a song, and I'm like, I'm not here to judge other people's songs, but you can see something that's just like, hapana, hajaproduciwa vizuri, mwimbaji sio mpoa, but because the guy akona do, ataisupport, ataiskuma, but that's not what it's supposed to be. Wacha product yako iuze kwanza before weke do. Talent, keep on doing it, be good at whatever you're doing, man. So many people who are good at whatever they're doing, they keep on doing it mpaka leo. Nameless. He will never go sijui utafanya, but a nameless jam disappear because he's good, man. From day one. Hata akiamka yani kesho ni nameless, atafanya na bado utasikia ngoma yake because he's good, you know. So what I'm trying to say, to cut it short, be good at what you're doing. Once you're good at what you're doing, be unique and don't follow everyone. And then the third thing, fikiria biashara. Put some structures. That's what we did have as Yunasi, because you know, you need a manager. You can't do all these things alone. You need a PR. You need whatever, you know, producer, good producer. Do something, you know. So 3 things. And then to summarize, we are so lucky to have internet right now. Youngins, man, use the internet. Please. Internet is your friend, yani. There is nothing else. Internet is your friend. You can be whoever you want to be kwa internet. Na utakuwa na audience wako, hata kama ni 10 people.
Ni wako.
Hata hotel wana account, my friend.
Si tumemaliza hii story?
Sasa mimi nilikuwa bado na swali nyingine, nilikuwa nataka kujua story nyingine. Apart from sasa hiyo life yako yenye umetueleza, kimuziki, as a producer. Nini zingine unafanya huko nje?
So mimi I'm now a husband, married, niko na watoto. Mimi sasa ni mzazi tu yani.
Wewe ni mzee wa kijiji.
Mimi mzee wa kijiji. And then na biashara yangu, niko na hiyo studio yangu, company yangu Box House Media. Na sukuma na support wasanii wengine. Apart from that, I used to run a project in Uruma called Slam Sana Arts Center. Unfortunately, went down, but now we we are thinking on how we revive, because that's my idea to give back to the society. I'm also in the process of acquiring some property mahali kwa Shago somewhere in Siaya. My idea is to start like what is it called, an art center. I'm a sort of how do you call it, place in a studio. You as a creative, if you're a producer, you can go down there, no disturbance, close yourself in a studio, work on your project.
Space,
exactly. Work on your stuff
away from kelele ya Nairobi yote mingi.
Wanataka sijui inspiration, tafuta wasanii huko Wanyatiti au Hangla, wako wengi huko kwa kijiji. Do a collaboration.
Alafu kuja na kitu yako patia watu.
Kuja na kitu yako. On that, itaongeza. Now I told you guys I love Gengeton. My wish is that Gengeton sasa iende to next level. Because Gengeton is such a dope sound. From the way guys deliver to the beats, is satisfied dancehall stuff. Yani ukiwa sikiza Gengeton, you just want to go. But then there is one thing that I've never understood, but I think I get it why. I'm lucky to travel, yeah? And every time I travel, Europe, wapi, tasikiza Niger, tasikiza hizi vitu zingine, but tasikia Gengeton kichezwa kwa club. Why? Then I asked a couple of people one time, I was just, trying to listen. For them, it sounds like Latino reggaeton thing. You get it? Yeah.
It is,
yeah, we bore a lot from there. Yeah. So now, or some Jamaican youngins doing their things. Now, I think, how can we get over that? My thoughts and my advice is that we start incorporating older musicians. For example, like, yes, so you have your idea, but what about if you can borrow Susanna Oreyo to sing a hook on a Gengeton?
I localize kabisa.
It takes it mainstream.
And then take it mainstream.
Mainstream now.
Yes.
Sasa you break that
Your barrier.
Yeah, watu hizo mtu mwingine age ya mimi nasikizaga, but age yangu najua watu wengine wanasema Gengeton hapa, but atasikia Susanna Oreyo ama atasikia Macadam kwa track ya Gengeton, ama atasikia Ken Maria kwa jam ya Gengeton, because that's it. Why don't we use our local instruments? Why don't we take Orutu player to play those melodies na bado beat kwa Gengeton? Why don't you take percussions za mseo Hangla Masikuti, beat bado ni Gengeton?
Hiyo kitu nataka kusikia ukifanya bwana. I am curious. This is in your upcoming projects, ndio?
Bro, wewe ungoje.
Yetu tunangoja. Sawa bro, sisi tunasema asante, tumeshukuru.
Cheers man.
Thank you for your welcoming us home. Kwa nyumba mzee.
Asante.
Tumebambika. It's a very nice place. So bro,
tumeshukuru sana.
I really appreciate and we're looking forward to more discussions. And I think it's one of the kwa ile council of elders.
Bazoo.
Bazoo.
In the Bible they say, we must hear what to say. So I hope you've picked something from here.
Rada,